This video is sponsored by Buns, Bows, and more kids accessories.
I'm Abrefi Beauty 7. Yeah, you can even add pambo to it. And I'm a hairstylist. I'm a balloon stylist as well. And my pages are Olives, Gifts and Balloons for the balloon side, and the Abrefi Beauty Faculty. I'm a single parent. I have a kid. She's 7 years old. She's with the name Olivia Ekekesiwachman. You can even follow her on Instagram, Nanike_Kesewa. So it's been an amazing journey though. Yeah. And it started way back, that was 2012, right after school. I got pregnant at the age of 14 and I gave birth the following year, that's 15. And through that pregnancy period, 2012, I didn't have it easy at all. And your Jenny Kitwa. Jenny Kitwa, because when I got pregnant, I'm coming from a pastoral background, so my parents were a little bit not even a little bit, they were really disappointed in me because they weren't expecting that for me, and they didn't know I started down collaboration back in school. Back in school with some friends. But when it came out I was pregnant. We found out somewhere 4 months. Yeah, 4 months. So I had to run away from home. I followed my sister to school. And when I followed my sister to school, my mom had to inform my dad about it because he hadn't known yet. And they didn't know how to disclose the news to him. Because my grandpa is a pastor. My mom is a deaconess. My dad is an elder. My dad's brother is also a pastor. So let me say my entire family, they are all pastors. So they informed my dad about it. He felt very disappointed. But anything, I say, oh, bad, so good, that's why you paper in cha. My mom told my dad about it. He informed my grandpa too as well. And they were searching for me because after they are chill, but you are nowhere to be found. And they realized I had followed my sister to school. So when I went to my sister's place, I tried committing suicide. Mine wasn't even abortion. Mine was suicide. And before I left home to join my sister in school, I had tried countless of times and I was like, it wasn't working. Sometimes I could wake up and just cross the street. Sometimes I can even go in the middle of the street. I just want a car to knock me. I just want to die because I'm the type that I like teasing. And they make me and I'm through that period, some of my mates had gotten pregnant. And it made my serious. I'm like, you are the one in Yansana. I say, be a school, and you've chosen to like get pregnant. So I was scared that people would do things to me. So the stigmatization alone was a hell for me. So I just wanted to end my life. Mine wasn't an abortion or anything. I just wanted to end my life. I went to my sister's school, and when she leaves for lectures, then I start to take drugs, different drugs. I don't even know. I just enter her wardrobe, pick any drug that I see, I take it. Sometimes I once jumped from her balcony down, and there were some people downstairs working. They saw me, they brought me out upstairs. Sometimes when my sister leaves for school lectures and I'm left alone in the room, I'm like, I think I'm trying to just end my life, but it's not working. Okay. She went to lectures one day and I saw Dettol in her room. I didn't know what came into my mind. Okay, and I don't blame myself that much because the moment the devil sets in something, all what he wants to do is just end your life. That's what the Bible says. He comes to steal, kill, and destroy. So I took a Dettol. I thought in just an hour time there, I was just lying down there, and her roommate came. She saw me, so when I saw her, I just pushed the Dettol down there under her bed. I was expecting that by evening there, oh, now me cry. By now, maybe I'm in heaven or something like that. I didn't die. I didn't die. That evening, it's like, oh, train say baby basi, but I didn't see. Me too, my train. I mean, Timmy wo. Me Timmy wo. I'm like, what's going on? So it was my sister's roommate that informed my sister about what has happened. I thought she didn't see it, not knowing she saw it when she came, but she didn't ask me. She didn't ask me anything. So she informed my sister about when my sister came. She was like, hey, why? I don't say, oh, dear, me. You know I'm a student, and when something happens to you, we all be held responsible. So she got mad. She told me that she wants me to go back home. I was in Kumasi then. She wants me to go back home. I was scared. Going back to Kumasi to face that disgrace, like, oh, what I say, you are not carrying it, so you don't know how it feels. So my sister would advise me. Yes, she wants me to give birth on campus with her. I'm like, okay, no problem. So I was just there, and my grandpa came to pick me up. But he has heard that one prophetess in our church told him, I want to end my life. So he came to pick me up from campus. And I did me back so me bye. It wasn't easy. It wasn't easy because we were living in would I say it's a sort of a compound house. So there were lots of people, and we were at the last floor. It was a story building. And watching my mates going to school, that was when I realized school is very important. Because when I wake up in the morning, I'm pregnant, and my mate will be going to school. So I started worrying my mom about it, that I want to go to school. My mom would laugh and she'd be like, when you say we'll go to school, and I'll call you. I was saying I'll take you with time. And my mom, my family has been so good to me. Very, very, very good to me. Because when I came, I didn't have a baby daddy because the person had denied the pregnancy. So it was left to me alone and my family. So my mom was the one taking care of me and my family. And you need their own boy. Makes me did fine. I will eat, and my mom would be like, hey, what did you pass? So that was when I got back to Kumasi. The Monday, I had to go for an antenatal because Namin could be there. So my mom had to take me to antenatal. So when we went there for the antenatal, they told me that time was so semi bewa. Me to me work because it's yeah, and that time my weight was what 40 something. They said me so they told me it's either CS or natural birth. And my mom was like, she would prefer the natural birth than the CS. So I told her I didn't know anything. I was just following my mom to the hospital because me named the Akoso, and I was very young. So I had to gain weight by force. So when I came, the home concoction, my grandpa would do this for me, do that for me. I would take, and within 2 months, I bloated, very kissing, and I picked up the weight that they were expecting. So I was then continuing. I would say bad company. Because I was with this friend, a closer friend of mine, and we were so close to the extent that she had boyfriends. At that time, she was dating for Papa Nom and all those stuff. So no Papa no started a long time ago, and I shared that in Mema. So I was with her. She's a year older than me, so she was my closer friend then. And now fat boy, and then I change boy. Adicha onye papa we nena, adicha onye obi papa nenam. And that time na young kola, you can imagine 14 years, she was 15. Sometimes I could look at her picture and like, so inti say na mitia na obi pemi. Inti no changing bema. So sometimes I ran away from school. Then na makoni feel, and me, my mom, my mom pays my school fees and everything. Namako, yes, me in school. No, she's coming from some background where things weren't good for her. So, oh no, not slums. Mrs. So baby, I mean, so it was okay. So, I didn't know my problem. It me fear. Sometimes I could tell my parents me go school, but me not them back go to school. Me go share the film. Oh, she wouldn't mind having sex. Na meeting in chain. Odi nkwasasa na meeting one na me share. So that was when I started with those boyfriend sort of thing. So I had a boyfriend before I got pregnant with another guy. And you dating because you date you say you date. I don't even know myself. So right after there, when I met the person that I got pregnant with, I didn't inform my friend about it. She didn't know because on your type now, was I knew be no man, no one started boy no. And I'm like, yeah, who be a not that time no me boy no not be boy no. She who be, and she wouldn't mind, or no, she wouldn't mind. Say, my boyfriend or Benjamin, so me to me a boy no. I didn't want to inform her about it. So when I was about to complete school, that was when I met that guy I got pregnant with. So that period now, when I started in collaboration, and it was an unprotected sex. So what was I expecting? Definitely. And I got pregnant. I'll just say the hard times were me going out to see, like, to face people, especially when it's time for me to go for antenatal. I'm the BIM because I don't want anyone to see me that I'm pregnant. So what my dad used to do was he would park the car outside. To me standing downstairs and let me carry. In the beginning I was shy because now I'm person say I'm pregnant and I'm the type that obia bominisa in my neighborhood there. The moment you mention Abrefi, obia in Abrefi. And where I school too, the moment you mention Abrefi, obia in Abrefi, the troublesome girl. So it was like wajine niso. So I just don't want to even wake up the next morning to face people. But my family made it very easy for me. My mom would encourage me. She was like, baby, so just forget about it. Just go out, face people. And my mom used to advise me that, and if you don't face your fears, you'll forever be in that prison. That's that very sentence she always made. She was like, just be brave, go ahead, just forget about people, just pray and seek for forgiveness from God. And surely, it was easy for me because it got to some point in time. I could even go downstairs and play football with the guys. I could go out, pound fufu for people. Like, it got to some point in time, like, I wasn't shy anymore because I was like, what my mom was saying is true. In your baby, I have no option than to embrace it. Would I even say we were dating? To me, we were dating, but to him, now Kolabi Keke because he's 5 years older than me. So it was like me and me forcing me on him. And when I met him, no, Charlie, I'm a DJ no one kasa. Me pen and I wanted to do anything for him. Anything. Oh, this guy could even ask me of money. Now me their money. I was blinded with, I don't know whether it was love because what's love? 14 years. No love. Okay, well. Meaning there, but we were there. We were dating. To me, we were dating. I could go to him, we have sex, fine. I'll go back home and yeah, so we met, and the funny thing is, we met somewhere like March, and I got pregnant in June. So we could have a short-term dating, short-term dating. So from that period to June that we met, he was dating other people, but me the name family. I knew say he was dating other people, but Then family home still na me need the boy no home. Fresh boy that time, fine boy. Oh no, where fair, where slim so come on. I'm the nature. So when I told him one day, I called him that I don't know, but I feel I'm pregnant. So that so what do you know about pregnancy? So I feel like I'm pregnant. And when I was pregnant, the funny thing was, I used to have my menses. So me menses number beam. So when that period that I found out I was pregnant, what we used to do with my mom is every month or when you're about to go to school, my mom takes us to church. Then we spend like a week there. We do these prayers for like a week before we all go to school with my siblings and my mom. Sometimes my dad joins. So me mommy, say like we were all in a car and my top form. It means and my mom is the type that I did keep baby now watch. See me mama chim or kind and told me so I didn't know stemming your mampa. But I was naive. So that evening I went to tell the boy that minimum challenge anything. I said, well, they win pregnancy. More. He told me to go. I came back later again and I told him I'm pregnant. I said, boy. I came back again. And he brought the idea of abortion. That was my first time. I'm in the compo. So he gave me some drugs. He told me to go and buy some drugs. And I make a toy. Yeah, I didn't know. Say, abortion pill simple. Me toy. Still, maybe no crumb out. I came back to tell him that still, but my mom, she started me small me, and she saying it's a minimum. That was the day I got to realize men, dangerous, they are very dangerous. This guy, like he was with his friends, and I entered the room and I told him I want to just like have some few moments with him. He was like, me both game, have me game like Charlie, I come in here because I kick up on it there. Me strong. So I'm pregnant. I'm telling you the truth, I'm pregnant. He didn't even get up, so I had to tell him in front of his friends, or any friends me, you are pregnant. And yeah, me, I feel like I start the old story mpo. Intro be saying he heard I was dating someone. Meanwhile, when I started dating, my friend Bia names and I'm dating. I was the only person, me, myself, and I. A penny name said me dating. No one knew about it. I said, no, hey, I was still baby Jenny. I'm like, really? But pregnancy and custody, what has that got to do with it? Because I'm telling you, I'm pregnant. So it's either you face reality or no one my who dear being. I said, no, he denied. And then he sacked me from the room. He blocked me. I sent him messages. That time, look, I me phone me, tell me, young be text SMS there and daily guide back home. But the man was still, he didn't mind me. I was like, oh, really? So that was when the things my mom used to tell me started coming to my mind. Remember you're fucking and all those stars. My mom did. She used to have this quote, what is Bema? What is Bema? We'll be laughing, what is Bema? And my mom kept on saying, even when she found out I was pregnant, my mom, like, she wasn't all that sure. And now, I don't know. So I was scared. I went back again to inform this guy that Charlie, I didn't hear true. I'm pregnant too. The way he kicked me out, he kicked me out, Papa. He just told me I should just leave. Pay me any much That was all. School with pregnancy, yeah. It wasn't easy at all. It wasn't easy because when I started school, I was breastfeeding her because I gave birth some few months that I went to school. That was about 7 months, and I started schooling. So when I started schooling, I had to come back home always to come and breastfeed there. It is school because you know when you are breastfeeding and your child is away and you are somewhere, so for and all those stuff. A week or two before, I gave birth. You know, first time it wasn't easy because now my mommy and papa. So my mom had to move from a matrimonial room. She gave the room to me and my dad. So I was in the same room with my dad. I could wake my dad up like dawn. Missy Kwabena. Me di kele wele. My dad will rush and go and get me kele. Sometimes 2 a.m. 1. My dad will come back from work. Na me hand me say come with me. So sometimes when he goes to work, okwa no akoda. So go to some point in time ka okwa na oni me kunyina kwa ejuma. Ti me kwa no makọ na me kọ office. So that's near Abrefi. So a week before I gave birth, I was just there. I couldn't sleep. You know, pregnancy me was my first time. I was very young. And I could sit throughout the whole night, and my mom will be there, my dad will be there. Cause I'll be worrying them. So my dad, like through my pregnancy, let's say the 2 months to delivery, or because me hand throughout the night, the hand so the week before, I told him, if you listen me whoa. My dad was like, "Shani who be on no be cow." Like, I like we call my dad like Kwabna. So me push me person me wo. Ntiyan call me person me wo. My dad is like, "Oh, I was just like that." I'm like, yeah. So that day was the day I was supposed to go to antenatal. So it was a Wednesday. We went, and since morning from morning to evening. Like I was feeling this pain, like she me who me brave because I just want to give birth. Now me who told me, but so I stayed in the hospital. I was admitted for 2 days, and they told me to go back home. Time on soon, yes. So they gave me a date. They said 3rd March or so, I'll give birth. And that was the beginning of February. Me so na me counterpart, me see me wo March no. The bianu akohe calendar, kakemi akohe calendar. That be na me because me pentema wo na my free. So they discharged us. We went back home, and my dad was like, "Say one woman to read there. Me tears you." My mom was like, "Obebo," and my mom was expecting a baby boy. Because there are 4 girls, so my mom had been praying that I should give birth to a baby boy. And when I informed her that it was a girl, when I went to the antenatal, my mom is the type that "Nyami beye free ho, nyami beye free baby girl." Like we'll be laughing in the house because some time ago I went to buy clothes for the kid. I went with my dad. We went to a mother shop and we bought pink stuff. They say pink is for girls and blue is for guys. We thought pink. We came back home. My mom yelled at us. She was like, "Most Saturday ni ebema, most suma kotomba ni ema." And all this, like my mom there. She just wanted a baby girl, a baby boy. So you know, that it was like 5 for 7 days to that's delivery. My papa and me that 1 week, you know. Oh. My house, my grandma couldn't sleep. My grandpa, Obianda, cause mitimijina wana diasta mitimijina. Like I was really suffering. So my dad got frustrated. One Wednesday, it was Tuesday, Wednesday. That Tuesday, my dad throughout the night. So the next morning, I told my dad that my dad was like, "Okay, fine." He picked his car key. So on our way, like we are about to go downstairs, and he saw me and was like, "Oh, brah." I went and was like, he was just staring at me. So when decide through this Abrefi heavy man, He was like, don't bring this belly here again. Oh, go and give it. I'm like, okay, Daddy, I hear. So when we went in the morning, somewhere like 10 a.m. I was just waiting to give birth. And for me, comportment there, I was one. I wasn't screaming. I wasn't do what, women does like during that period. And I was young. My mom told me that and all those stuff. Nurses. And when I used to go for antenatal, people used to like me, like the nurses and the doctors, because I'm the type that I really like to ask questions. And I was free with everyone there. So even that day, like on delivery, the nurses gave me something. So from morning to evening, it wasn't easy. It wasn't easy because I was expecting the baby to come immediately I got to the hospital, like how it happens in movies. I'm like, hey, that's a movie. It's far different from reality, because still baby them back. So in the evening, I told my mom that I'm hungry. She went to get me kinky. I ate the king. After I ate the kinky, oh my God, that's when I felt like I feel the baby need back. I would be crying. My mom is staring at me. She also be crying. I'm like, Mama, mean to me. My mom is like, wait to me. Just take her to wait to me. She called my dad. My dad came over. He also came to encourage me. And my mom is the type that she will start crying. Pursue too much. We call her drama queen. She started crying. I told her never. She should let my mom go. Because so that was 15 minutes to before I gave birth. Someone gave birth and so I was scared. But so I was just there, and after dinner, me forced him a baby, and it was 7. It started 6:48. That was when me first labor. Then me because I was tired. I was sweating. Like I just want to give birth and be free. So the nurses told me that I should take my time. Baby I should wait for like 30 minutes. I should wait. One nurse came and I told her that me they meet him. I'm a baby number. She was telling me, she was like, just like that. I'm like, yeah, me baby. So she asked me of my age. I'm like, hey, really? At this time now, baby, say me age. Now me come me who me know. Me cry. Me so baby neighbor. I'm like, hey, really? It's real. Like me so me what like me share me what sound from like I had this feeling like. Hey, yeah, though, like the pain was there, but I was excited at that moment too. So, yeah, did me barely room one. Oh, me that bed in the sun, I'm away. Me that bed in the sun, I'm away. Next, what had dream? Some of them are catch you. What had dream that from your antenatal time? I'm like, my breath. So, the baby came out, and when I heard my daughter cry, like that feeling alone. I was so happy. I was very, very, very happy. And they told me pray, me not tell the gate here and all those stuff. So at that moment, I wasn't thinking about what they were saying. I was just excited. I was happy that finally I've given birth. So that was the only thing in my mind. So that period there, I was really, really, really. So I gave birth exactly 7:15. Baby ni piano me share. My right hand side now clock will be behind me. 7:15 of the 2 meeting. So like since then, Obi understand what time now I am. So it was 7:15. When I came back that morning, breast milk came back. Yeah, I would just be watching my kid, no doubt. So when my dad came to pick me from the hospital and I came back home, still breast milk. My mom was doing everything, mothers. So someone told her to prepare palm nut soup for me. So me no pam no soup nina breast milk beba. Oh, man no me me bedru e ma me fufu kakraka bi me disto breast milk name ba. So we were there and one church member came to pay us a visit. So when she came, she was like, like wow for ni the bow into them by any same mama cranny coconut. So my grandpa went to get coconut. So now I did go feeding bottle in my, then we gave it to my daughter for like some days. So the woman came back again and she was like, oh, I don't know, she just held my breast and also me no fun. That was all. Breast milk. But after pregnancy, after delivery, let me say that when I gave birth, I just told my mom that I want to go to school. Like I was eager to go to school because I felt my mates were going. And after like when I got pregnant, that was when I realized school was important, as I said earlier. So I told my mom I wanted to go to school. My mom was like, okay, fine, anytime. And my mom didn't allow me to braid my hair. She told me that when I braid my hair, the moment I braid my hair, school better money so me penny. So throughout my pregnancy, me try me to cry. So right after birth, I told my mom I want to go to school. She's fine, okay. So I came to my dad's place, my auntie's place. So I came to live with my auntie for a while. Then I came back to Kumasi. So when I came back to Kumasi, that was when I started schooling. That was September. Admission came and I started schooling. So when I went to school, I would go to school and come back home and breastfeed that was my problem. Because sometimes, and I come home, I'm so tired that, you know, Ghanaian school, you may go school from an opasan. He says, you be point, you be two, be fear bedano. They don't do that. You may after school, they will organize evening classes and all those stuff. Me too, frankly speaking, and committee, I'll just be sitting there because people are seated. I'm submitting obi. So me too, one day in a to then your point, sometimes oh assignment. The mommy I mean yeah, cause me coffee. Me run my mind that, cause me breastfeeding me but throughout the night time me go school morning and then I just take my breast pump, then I'm a pump be there still. But going to school breastfeeding it wasn't easy. It was very, very hectic because you having the idea of going to school, coming back home to breastfeed your child, doing your assignments, doing household chores and all those stuff. And the annoying part was because school now no for shishi. Oh, I remember they went for PE one day. We used to wear this pinafore. It's a blue. I went to an army school, so we wear the pinafore and shut had ya once and breast milk on draw matadin. So some of the students, they were young, so they didn't know anything about it. So me call boys and mommy now we push it out. No, they are shaming her. Maybe I'll go to school and still breast milk. So my mom in just school, and my city mates, she was so annoying to the extent that only Abrewa netting to what me who samawo. So anytime me am back class be also. Me try cross Abrewa. So one day they went for PE. Yeah, when they went for the PE, I didn't go because now my breast she me breast. So you know PE, you go and jump and all those. Me brain I'm need to one my take with me baby. PE them the PE then. So our PE madam came. Yeah, she came and I was sitting down there. She was like, I didn't know how so nothing. She came and she was like, "Women say wow, but." Can I come like but my why would I broadcast it? And me when I gave it and I went to school, na me who me made to tell me in kola cause when we did meet me na so na me who among kola women so na me know be and go. When I go to school, I have this friend of mine. We all live in the same neighborhood. I'll go to school with her, break, I'll go to her. After that, I'm betting on my baby. So she told me, oh, madam, so wow. Nti na oyo hoping me say o me mbuye I still wow. So now I draw me uniform ni mu ha na say me so that moment I heard she was pregnant or so no I would that if you kokonsa no finding out So anytime I go to school, she would just come to my desk and be like, "Are you okay?" You know, when she found out I had a child, starting caring me. She would come to my desk during break. She'll come and ask me if I'm okay. I'm like, fine. Sometimes too, she used to live on our stretch here. That's why I used to live. So sometimes you put in school cry, she could offer me a lift. I'm like, okay, I'm fine. I'll go home. And I got to realize because on I don't know. Said no, yes, I'll say thing. So anytime I go to school and it's PE time, or my min Kobe, both say me yeah, no mama tina say me yeah, no mama tina. So I just came back home and I told my mom that I just want to go to the boarding house. I'm tired with the being a day student. I'll go to school, come back home. I'm tired, so I just want to be. My mom supports everything that I would say, and sometimes too, when she suggests anything, I'm like, okay, fine. And that moment, she me more be respect because I felt what I've gone through. I have no option, not even no option. At least I should give the necessary respect to my parents. So my mom suggested that I should go to the boarding. I even suggested and she said, fine, okay. So that was second term. When you're going to the second term, I told my mom and she was like, fine. So I prepared towards it. So when I went through the vacation, that was when I started this whole process of breastfeeding me jai. And also so hey! I always said that if someone had advised me about pregnancy and its whole sort of saga. Oh, come who boy can come Johnny. Now baby. So I came home through the vacation. Nothing me jam, but sometimes my daughter would cry or swam. Listen, I want to go and breastfeed her because and yes, she shouldn't get closer to me too. So and I call you and I went back to the boarding house. That was when I started being a boarder. But my school that I would go to school and come back home because I always miss my daughter. I don't know. Let me go to school. Yeah, I had to come back home. So I go to school on Mondays. Then I come back home on Friday. Sometimes to Thursday. In my own school. I was a boarder though, but entertainment. Let me say weekend school. No, not in home. Cause na me home almost say kwala. Ni mami penye titemi na mi kwatina kwala we na mi no munye entertainment. I felt shy. Suddenly, maybe I'm penny be all grown up. So I used not to mingle with them. Weekend, now I'm upon my family bag. Then I go home on Friday, sometimes to Thursday, I'm upon school. And no. So a lot of people thought I was still a day student. So when I got to that was Form 2. That was when people realized, oh, Sam, I registered as a boarder. Still cry. I used to go home to see my daughter. I would go and wash for my mom. I would cook. I would do everything because my siblings weren't around. I would always say it hasn't been easy because when I gave birth, when I was pregnant and through the pregnancy and delivery, it was all my parents helping. But they impaying for no mood that I ever Unyum Tamao, Yabashan, Coffo Bessa. Oh, Yabashanamao. A colladian obedi. Oh, me obi wona me tisam. Me see, you these people are all liars. The moment the kids start school, that's when you know that Obia when a brabo. My sister used to buy things for her, and my parents used to suffer because I wasn't working. But when I was in school, the money that my parents gave to me, I gathered them. Because anytime I would buy diaper for my daughter. I'll buy this every day. My school was closer to KJT, so immediately I closed from school. I just passed by. I'm a baby. I'm in the Abrefi, me the Abrefi mommy. Sometimes mommy come for say me or you can't show me near but the money I'll gather them used to do it. But all started school no. I want them to say, oh, I don't know why because they will tell you, oh, you better share kolanama, you best obiabwa. Obia is a liar. Let your kids start school. I want to woman say, so we were born and my daughter will go to school. When she started schooling, my grandpa was helping. My grandpa likes my daughter so much. She calls her Kukwa. And my grandpa very much because he was paying the school fees. My dad was also helping my mom. But me baby school nim when me and Kasami started and supporting. Yeah, so that was somewhere like 15, 16. It got to some point, let me say about 2 years now, almost 3 years now. It can be a media. And she growing, things, the demand and everything is like increasing now. Children should go to school. Oh, mommy, I saw this from this friend. Won't you buy some for me? You have no option than to buy. And I wasn't working because I had to go back to school because I didn't pass my WASI, the math. I don't like school. I didn't pass my, so I had to go back to school again. I started schooling. So that was when I started with makeup and the hair. I didn't learn how to do hair. So everything I do now is a talent. Let me say it's from God. So that was when I started doing hair. And I used to get money small. I'll send it to my mom. Mommy used it to pay my daughter's school fees. And I've always been supporting. But started one day, no one buys anything anymore. I have to do everything myself. And it wasn't easy. And it hasn't been easy. And it's still not easy. Because taking care of a child single-handedly, from food, shelter, everything, not easy. But you have no option. Because the moment your child demands something, you can't just watch her. Even God wouldn't do that to us. How much more me being a mother? So you have no option than to just do it. So money-wise, let me say financially, it hasn't been easy. But I just have to force. Even as at last year, I got broke. To the extent that from June till that was December, no one even bought anything for me. The hair, no one bought anything. And my mom could call me. She's like, I need money. Like, I have to pay your daughter's fees. I have to do that. I have to do. I'm like, madam, Charlie, I'm broke. I don't have money. And being a single parent, I just realized when I talk to some people, they're like, hey, and I would tell one won't you take a boyfriend? Won't you go and take a sugar daddy? Hey, the way people advise you, I'm like, hey, so these people, what are they trying to tell me? Because let me say 99.9% of people that aside my family I know, when you want to discuss about financial problems, I say, can you copy sugar daddy? Someone even told me, so I should go to his Legon. I would get someone who be able to pick me and I'm like, then obey me because me count mean or the hotel who used to advise me, I should start. I'll just tell them indirectly, they're just trying to tell me that I should do a part-time show. That's the only thing I know, because from what you are telling me, you're just trying to tell me that I should go and do that. But I would sit in my room and cry because I'm so broke that I don't have money to take care of my daughter because she's demanding. She would go to school. Oh, mommy, I want this, I want that. And she used to have this friend. I even warned her that she shouldn't go to that girl again. She used to mention her name. Mommy, she's called this person is doing this way. I want you to do the same thing for me. I'm like, Nana. Me, I tell my daughter the truth though. I don't have anything from her. I was just telling madam, I don't have money. If I have, you know me, I'll do it for you. And single parents, if like single parents always wants to do things for their daughter, like their children, even if they don't have. And I realized most of my age mates or people that I know that are single parents, most of them, me, my colleagues, most of them now, they do this sort of men to survive. But me, after I gave birth, like that very tender age, you see a answer. So I had this thing in mind that like boyfriend, like dating, I'm not going to do it again. So my hope was always with God, always in God, because I would tell myself, sometimes I could sit in my room, I'll be like, God, I know you are watching, you know all what I'm going through, like, you know what. I was sitting in my room, I traveled to Kumasi and I was coming back, I didn't even have money. I had traveled, Myanmar called me, but I didn't have money. But I was just there, someone called me that, hey, wait here for me ticket, VIP, I should go and take the bus somewhere. Immediately, Jimmy kind of caught in person, but I came back home and till now, I don't know the person. So financially, it hasn't been easy, but God being so good, things have turned around. Let me say it that way. Things have turned around, and I always tell people that I've known the God I serve. Although I've been stubborn, I've been very, very, very stubborn, but it didn't stop me from like believing in God. So when about a year now, I've been so confident and like putting all my trust in God that every single day of my life, and even when I don't have something, I just tell myself that today or by the end of this week, what I need that I want it, and surely I get it. So for me, of late, financially, let me say with my daughter, I'm okay. Now I'm able to pay her fees without wondering. Of late, she could ask me something. I'm like, okay, fine, I'll buy it for you. Then I buy it for her. She's like, hey, mommy, Nancy, I said, and I'm like, if you try to be a good girl, if you continue being a good, I'll buy everything for you. Sometimes I told my sister recently, I'm like, hey, Nana, so of late, I can go out, I can take my daughter to shopping for her to buy anything that she wants and come back home. And I always say it's by the grace of God. My biggest regret is mingling with those that I mingled with years ago. If I could turn back time, can now for na me what that time come on fa and coming kwame nante and enka me wo yen coming wo. I always tell myself that if I had not gotten pregnant then, and again now I'm coming in because now me and me petuni prekope because of what I went through. So and coming here can boyfriend. I've dated through after pregnancy, my dating fine, yeah. I dated 1 or 2 people, and of late me won't say, oh, you know, most of the men, I wouldn't say all of them, most of the men. Well, what's this so now? Why fine, son? All the what they want from you was sex. And as at now, still now they will chase you for it. You just have to be vigilant. And if I had known that giving birth at that early stage and motherhood is going to be a problem. Sometimes I could see something and I'm like, hey, they were there for me, I am coming poor. But only me into because why you have a child, hey, so should I use all the money to do this, to do that? I would say going out, people seeing you and your kid. My kid is 7 years now, and Only me I pet saying because me I'm not that old, me but only me I pet like when you are going out, people a lot of people think like my sibling rather, because right now she's tall, yeah, she has grown and many hey, what sister? I'm like, you can't tell me my sister been but sometimes I don't have to explain myself, and now I feel so happy whenever I see her. I'm like, hey, I call her my national asset. Coco, make her be a mammy, so who be our no need to be any coco. And I'm super proud of myself that me so meeting me I show be to that age. Show me bunny beer. Sometimes mission is she'll be like, hey mommy, I don't know nothing. I feel so happy. I have this joy in me that I didn't terminate her. Like I went through all these things and still I'm strong. Like whenever I'm of late, when I see my daughter, am I okay? She's the type that she'll come and hug you, she'll put her hand on your leg. Mommy, what happened? I'm like, Ubi machine and you. She's like, forget about the person. And the way she will behave, like we just have to smile, we laugh, then I take the thing off. When you're about to sleep in the evening, she'll be like, she always knows that she's supposed to read. So sometimes when I'm not around, then they call me. When I travel, they call me like, hey, she doesn't want to read. Or the moment I answer the call and she hears my voice, Mommy, I'm going to do it. Mommy, I'm going to do it. Sometimes when I sit down and I hear all this thing, I'm like, hey, and I'm so be friend with Mommy. Like, I'm glad, I'm happy that upon everything, like I have something valuable out of all the things that I did, the messy things I did. Being a teenager, there shouldn't be anything like a pressure. They call this thing peer pressure. I always say that they call it, because I don't call it that way. They call it peer pressure. And even till now, and peer pressure would forever be there. Because you would see your mates doing something, getting money, getting all the things, the flashy things. Mine wasn't about flashy things. There was simply a collaboration. Because I never lacked anything when I was growing up. My parents used to give us everything that we want, but mine was the kind of environment that I was in. So I would advise, would I say the youth, because I'm still young, so I would say the teenagers, because I gave birth early. I got pregnant at that very tender age. So I would say the teenagers. You wouldn't go anywhere, because men will forever be there. And do you think the men, my mom always says that in men go now and your husband is somewhere seriously working, because baby I dream so we need chain. So your husband is seriously somewhere busily doing something. But you'll be mingling with this small. May I call them small boys, because even the guys cry at that age, and the moment you get pregnant, inform them. And yeah, Bible story Bible story it's reality, but it keeps on happening because you would tell them, people advise you, like our parents advise us when you go to church the same thing, but in fact, because we feel, when you get to some point in time, like a particular age, especially that teen, but you stop until the sense of be a cashier until you feel so but it happened to me, and I realized what I went through. I don't want anyone to go through that. And the funny thing is, my mom told me, she didn't tell me about the stigmatization and everything. I tell people, and the funny thing is, those that I tell, so I always tell myself that taking time in life. Patience is the key, because when you take your time in life to go to school is the best. I would say school is the best, because maybe I had the opportunity to give birth and go back to school. You wouldn't get, because I know some of my colleagues that have given birth and me, when I tell you I have a child, because I still look young. Sometimes when I see some of my mates, and they look dejected, they become for Sababrewa cry, because they make me catch you on, and I feel I don't blame them, because me I can't, but sometimes too I feel like at least I'm going through it. I've gone through it. I'm still in it. People should look at me as an example and not do what I went through. But you can't. And sometimes it saddens my heart, because most of the people that I have advised, I would say all of them, and I don't know their problem. I don't think money should be a problem to you as a teenager, because then I will better. No, won't even talk her. And that small boy now didn't knows someone now didn't. That guy can't buy you a house. Won't even talk her, won't even know. The only to bit him at Toama why never they see Indomie right and Abba. He'll give you noodles. Now a jar of honor. But aside that, he being no bit me now 100 cedis to one. Sometimes I'm like, even my colleagues, some of them, they could come in your boy be power, chim or mommy's cow. I went to have sex with this guy and the person gave me 500, and I'm like, did I hear 500 or 50,000 or 500,000? Because 500 cedis now, it isn't money to me at all, because I'm working for my money. So Bema and all those type of guys on to me afford it. And my dream now, I always have this at the back of my mind, that I don't have to wait for a guy to build my dream for me. What I have in mind, I just have to push it myself. I don't need a guy to give me the money to go and do it. So the youth, let me say, I wouldn't say the teenagers, the youth itself, like, they just have to take their time. Advice is good. Some people didn't get people to advise them. And obia one situation, obi wo hono financially na amani yesta. Obi also ni how bia to say me na me ni how bia bankola bonisem. Obi won say ni parent wage and or anything of that sort. But it still doesn't have to let you do those things, because there are some people that almost parents or more go through financial problems, but that didn't let them into that particular thing no more right now. You uncle baby or honoma or more bre, but bra they are somebody now. So when you sit there and think they will go through, no, a man should be a solution now. Oh, I'll say my sister, it's not good. It wouldn't help you. You just have to have the mind that at my age, all I have to do is just learn. If you don't want to learn, find something doing for yourself. It's either you work or just go to school. These are the two things I'll tell you to do, because if you can't trade, you can go to school as well. But to think of guys is there. Omo worry o media. I always say that guys and never worry. If I had known that I wouldn't marry the person I gave birth with, and come out, a crown could date. If I had known that, and come in and dating, where am I now? Where is he? Oh, the baby wants to want the baby. And the moment the pregnancy comes, because they know, so that particular thing, and my prayer is everyone that is going through the same situation I'm just going through now. I'm going through it, yeah, because it wouldn't end, because each and every day it comes with its own issue. anyone that is going through what I'm going through, I'll just say that just have faith. That's all I can say. Just have faith.
This video was brought to you by Buns, Bows, and More Kids Accessories.